A very good afternoon, students. In continuation with the series of international communication mix, in the earlier class we had talked about advertising. In this class, we'll be talking about direct marketing, personal selling, publicity, sales promotion. So we'll start with direct marketing. So, what is actually direct marketing? The selling of products and services to the customers without using any marketing intermediary is termed as direct marketing. So, it deals with the customers at a one to one basis directly, while unlike the conventional mass marketing that deals indirectly. The direct marketing actually is it has little dependence on mass promotion or advertising, whereas the conventional marketing relies heavily on mass promotion. So technological advances like proliferation of telecommunication and information technology actually have facilitated the direct marketing across the world. So the fast growth of credit cards has increased payments over the internet. That has facilitated international sales transactions also. Actually, direct marketing offers the following benefits over the you can say over conventional marketing or over traditional marketing. Direct marketing provides direct contact with the customers. It eliminates the market intermediaries. It facilitates finalization of sales deals through interaction. It helps in mass customization of a firm's market offerings rather than in mass marketing. It offers personalized services also. It facilitates effective and deeper market segmentation. It helps in building customer relationships. Now we talk about direct mailing. Direct mailing involves sending letters or brochures or catalogs, emails, faxes, or maybe product samples directly to the customers who may in turn purchase the product through mail. Then we talk about door to door marketing. So, door to door marketing is the receptivity of the door to door marketing varies mostly among various cultures. In Japan, even motor cars and stocks are sold door to door. Amway and Avon, if you have seen Amway products, Avon products, Tupperware, are some of the largest firms that rely on door to door marketing. Then we talk about multi level marketing. You can see in this diagram how the levels goes on increasing. So this is the business level for marketing, multi-level marketing. It involves a revolutionary distribution system with little spending on advertising and infrastructure. In multi-level marketing, mostly a core group of distributors are recruited who generally pay the company a registration fee, and others have to be introduced to the company by a sponsor. So each of these distributors then pick up the products worth a certain sum. For example, rupees 1000 with a mandate to sell them directly to the consumer. The markup is generally pegged at maybe 25 to 30%. However, the distributor can charge a lower price, reducing the seller's commission. These core distributors appoint further distributors and get additional commission from the sales made by them. So, would who will now further appoint more distributors and get additional commission from the sales made by them too. So, the major global firms involved in multi-level marketing include Amway is there, Avon is there, Oriflame is there, and Marica is there. So, the major benefit of multi-level marketing involves a rapid, continuous, and automatic growth of distribution networks. Besides, it is a quick and cost-effective marketing method also. As the marketing system depends upon the continuity of the network, any map or any snap in its linkage creates major setbacks for the entire distribution cum sales system. Since direct sellers repeatedly approach the prospects, this is often a perceived irritation by the prospects. So the high pressure tactics used to push the product many a times adversely affect the brand image also. The firm has limited control over the sales force in terms of prices that can be offered. Now we talk about sales promotion. Sales promotion actually it uses various tools that are used as short-term incentives to induce a purchase decision. Due to increased competitive intensity in the market, firms make use of sales promotion to get short-term results. Besides, the buyer also expects some purchase incentives in view of the competitors' offerings. It is estimated that manufacturers as a group spend about twice as much on trade promotion as they do on advertising, and an equal amount is spent on consumer promotion. The promotional offer has a local focus and generally varies from country to country. So, the promotional offer has a local focus. So, the main objectives of sales promotion are it solicits product inquiries, provides information about the product, its attributes, color, size, design, prices, and so on. It increases in sales through various techniques like free gifts, distributing samples, purchase premiums, discount coupons. Such activities make the product popular and increase the demand. It also helps reduce seasonal decline. It helps in developing preferences and convictions of buyers. It motivates the customer's repeat purchase. Now, the various types of sales promotion. The first one is trade promotion. It is aimed at market intermediaries. Due to increased market competition and inter-firm rivalry, firms often offer promotional schemes like offering margins higher than the competitors, incentives for not keeping competitors' products, organizing joint promotions, providing financial assistance for promotional budget, etc. Then you have consumer promotion. It includes discounts, free samples, contest, festivals, etc. But while you are doing a sales promotion, different countries have different types of rules also. So that also has to be kept in mind. So the various restrictions or limitations on sales promotions are as follows. First, the premiums and gifts. Mostly in the European countries have a limit on the value of the premium that can be given. A local manufacturer in Greece for giving away razor blades with shaving creams sued Colgate. Sorry. So in France, it is illegal to offer premiums that are conditional on the purchase of another product. In India and certain other developing countries, the premiums and gifts to the volume buyers are very common, and there are hardly any laws that restrict such practices. Then we have price reduction, discounts, and sales. In Austria, has a discount law prohibiting cash reductions that give preferential treatment to different groups of customers. In France, it is illegal to sell a product for less than its cost. In Germany, the marketer must notify authorities in advance if they plan to have a sale. Then you have samples. In Russia, tobacco firms freely distribute samples. The Lucky Strike girls, for example, move around in Moscow bars to offer patrons a smoke and a light. Germany restricts door-to-door free samples. Then we have free sweepstakes, games and contests. For a sweepstake to be legal in France, an entry form should be separate from an order form. So when an international marketer is going to the international market and he's providing sales promotion, he's doing sales promotion. These are the various things he has to keep in mind as regards the legal framework of that country, and then only he can do a sales promotion properly in that particular country. Now we talk about personal selling. So personal selling is what? As if we talk about the definition, as per Stanton, personal selling is the personal communication of information to persuade prospective customers to buy something. It may be a product, it can be service, idea, or something else. This is in contrast to the mass impersonal communication of advertising, sales promotion, and other promotional tools. So, personal selling actually it involves the firm's representative, generally meeting with customers. So, personal is widely used for selling plants and machinery, heavy equipment, or high value products to the institutional buyers. As languages, customs, and business cultures they differ across international markets, personal selling behavior becomes more complex. Generally, what happens is generally the firms employ local salespeople for personal selling in the international market. Personal selling is generally employed in the following kinds of markets. Um, it can be highly cost effective in low income countries where wages are low compared to advertising. Then employed where customers are multilingualistic, like in India, where literacy level is very low. In Oriental cultures, the seller's one-to-one contact with the customer pays as it facilitates establishment of strong customer relationships. So products like plant and machinery, medicines, which have high value or high technology intensity, and B2B or institutional sales are often sold through personal selling. The difference in buyer-seller relationship in international market will be discussed in the next slide. Actually, personal selling has a special role to play mostly in the Japanese markets also due to some peculiar, you can say, socio-cultural features, which is as follows. Individuality and independence are not as highly valued in Japan as they are in the Western world. Besides, Japanese markets and salespeople are less inclined to take credit for successes or blame others for the failures. Japanese companies rarely use non financial incentives to recognize, praise, or reward salespeople for performing well. Good performance is simply expected, and special praise is deemed unnecessary. Then, if we talk about loyalty, so a Japanese person has to be loyal to one's employer. It is a fundamental characteristic of the Japanese society. The commissions are generally an unnecessary component of a compensation package. So, the salespeople consider it their duty to generate business for their companies. It is the honorable thing to do, and no special compensation is required for doing what the duty demands. So, this is very typical of the Japanese culture. So, the Japanese typically stay with one company throughout their careers. They have a greater tendency to focus on long term goals than professional from other countries. So, Japanese business people are more dedicated to their companies compared to their counterparts in other countries. Besides, they tend to have a longer working hours and tend to socialize after office hours. So, international firms should provide periodic inputs to the distributors, the sales force, such as periodic trainings should be given, sales literature should be provided, and direct mail should be given. Through such means, the firms facilitate distributors' tasks and improves the efficiency in personal selling. In the next slide, we talk about the different buyer-seller relationship in the international market. Over here, you can see that in USA, the business climate is viewed as very aggressive or confrontational climate. It is of less importance. Focus is more on achieving desired results. Each point is discussed in sequence, and the decision making can be individual decision making or it can be group decision making. In UK, the business climate is very traditional and polite, and it is of less importance. Focus is on achieving the desired results. So, and each point is discussed in a sequence, and decisions can be individual or it can be a group discussion. In case of Germany and Australia, personal selling is done the business climate is very rigid and done in a sober climate. The personal selling in Germany remains aloof until negotiations. So the first of all, or you can say it is very systematic. The process is very systematic and it focuses on contractual details. And the decision making is even most routine decisions are made only by the top level officials. In Japan, the buyer seller relationship is very formal and it has a very polite climate with distinctive tones. Great importance is given. In Japan, as we earlier talked, that the buyer-seller relationship is very formal and polite climate with many distinctive tones, and the importance it is of great importance. They wish to maintain a long-term relationship. First of all, the general items are agreed on, then details are discussed. A total group process with all the levels involved in the final decision. In China, there is a bureaucratic climate with an abundance of red tapeism. It is very important that buyer seller relationship is very important and traditional. Cultural courtesies are always expected. Discussions are long and repetitive. Agreements must be in writing. Decision making is usually a group process it is headed by a senior negotiator. In Russia, the climate is very bureaucratic climate with an abundance of red tape. The importance is low. Russians will remain reserved until negotiations conclude. The process is very cumbersome process due to bureaucratic constraints. And the decision making is usually a group process headed by a senior negotiator. So you can see how the buyer and seller relationship is very different in different countries. So as an international marketer, he must be aware of of this type of a relationship where he's going to do a business or he can land up into a business failure. Like I just give you the example of USA and Japan. USA had was selling some technology, was selling a particular product to Japan, and what happened that Japanese did not answer when the meeting was going on. After they talked about after the demonstration and presentation of the product by USA officials, Japan did not respond immediately. So people of USA thought that they had actually priced their products at a very high cost. So the Japanese are not answering. So what did the USA officials do? They lowered the price. But till then, Japan is also again did not answer. So the USA officials again lowered their price, and ultimately the Japanese gave an answer and they accepted the deal. So then the US people of USA later on came to know that the Japanese, until and unless the deal is going on, they think silently. They do not talk, and they could have agreed on the earlier price also. So USA had to suffer a great loss because they did not understand the Japanese culture. So as an international marketer, it is very much necessary that they understand the culture of the other countries. Now we talk about the importance and advantages of personal selling. So, it now personal selling is necessary for the success of a new product, for keeping existing products in strong market position, constructing manufacturing facilities, opening new business and keeping them open, generating sales orders. Besides the above, the other merits are it is more effective promotion method. I- In the marketing intelligence, it helps in a better feedback about the product and company's marketing efforts. It makes customers' grievance handling easy. It results in the actual sale. Advertisements can attract attention and arouse desire, but usually they do not arouse the buying action or complete the sale. Then we talk about the major limitations. A major limitation of personal selling is its high cost in the advanced countries. The success depends to a large extent on the ability and sincerity of the sales personnel. If a salesperson quits suddenly, it may cause dislocation and related problems. So, ways of personal selling, which is done mostly in the foreign markets. So, first, the meeting the prospect in the foreign market. The companies, mostly what happens, the companies traveling salespeople attached to the headquarters, the salesmen operating from the home country based travel in the foreign market for personal selling. It is done by companies who do not have offices in foreign countries or by companies which do not require full time foreign based salesmen. Secondly, the company's salesmen attached to the company's office in the foreign market. This is a common practice with companies having marketing offices abroad and which are in need of the services of full-time sales personnel. They have the advantage that they can employ local personnel. The people temporarily hired, in some cases, a company may need personnel selling during certain periods like product introduction, market entry, or special marketing drive. Local people may be hired for such short term requirements. Mainly, what are the ways of personal selling? Secondly, the meet a prospect that at trade fair and expect and exhibitions. The international trade fairs held in India, like the Indian seafood trade fair held every alternative year in India, which attracts a large number of foreign customers from different countries. The international fairs held in foreign countries, Hanover Engineering Fair, etc., which attracts a large number of prospective customers from a number of countries. Then you can also have visiting foreign buyers. If we talk about the five P's of personal selling, we have pre sale preparation, prospecting, pre approach, presentation, and post sale activities. So, preparation is what? It is the salesperson should be well acquainted with the selling environment, like nature of market and competitors, characteristics of the people, the company, the products. Prospecting means the process of identifying potential purchases, prospective customers, and assessing their probability of purchase. Then pre-approach refers to the collection of all relevant information about the customer whom the salesperson intends to call. Then presentation. The actual sales presentation often aims at the IDA principle. That is, the presentation should attract the attentions of the prospect, arouse interest, create a desire which will finally result in the desired action if that is the sale. Then you have post-sale activities. The final step involves following up with the customers to ensure his or her ongoing satisfaction with the purchase. So now we'll talk about public relation and publicity. The basic tools of public relation include news release, newsletters, press conferences, tours of plants and other company facilities, articles in trade and professional journals, company publications and brochures, TV and radio talk shows. So a company exerts complete control over the content of its advertising and pays for the message placement in the media. Now, what is publicity? Publicity is a free mention of a product or a company. It differs from advertising because company does not pay for the exposure it gets in the media. Main disadvantages of publicity is companies' lack of control over it. For example, sponsorship, someone's analysis or testimonial. Then you have public relations, actually aim at building corporate image and influencing the media and other target groups to have a favorable publicity. Various methods that are used for public relations are as follows: sponsorship of sports or cultural events, press release, contribution to awards and prizes, lobbying at government levels. So, public relation may aim at internal or external communication, directed at the employees, the shareholders, the supplier of inputs and components. It creates links with politicians, bureaucrats, and other influential groups. Professional PR firms offer specialized public relations services, especially in high income countries, whereas word of mouth mode of publicity is used widely in the low income countries. Now, publicity is what? It is the act of attracting the media's attention and gaining visibility with the public at large. The primary focus with publicity is getting as much press coverage or ink as possible. Exactly how the media chooses to report the event is entirely up to them, and that is why you can end up with either good publicity or bad publicity. Good publicity would be like press coverage of a hometown athlete bringing back an Olympic gold medal. Now, if we talk about how can you differentiate between publicity and public relation? Publicity is mostly 20% of planning is done, 80% is action. And in public relation, 80% is planning and 20% is action. Publicity is actually only a function of public relation. It is media coverage, news stories, featured articles, talk shows, and etc. Now we talk about the various role of export promotion organizations, because in international market these are very much required for promoting your business. So export promotion organizations are like export promotion council, EPCs, export development authorities. Then you have India trade promotion organizations, Exim Bank, etc. These play an important role. These organizations undertake export marketing communication by advertising, sales promotion, and public relations. These organizations can be instrumental in creating awareness about India's export potentials, impressing foreigners about industrial advances and technical capability, improving the quality image of India. The Darjeeling logo promoted by the tea board and the features on the Darjeeling tea telecasted in some foreign countries help to boost the image and sale of Darjeeling tea. Now, what is the benefit of trade fairs? It brings together at a convenient place potential buyers and marketers. The countries where media advertising is not permitted, the fairs and exhibitions have a particularly important role in trade promotion. It facilitates the gathering of competitive information. It provides the seller opportunity to promote the products and to connect both existing and potential customers. It helps assess the customer's response to the firm's products. Now, what is a trade mission? Because these are all required in the international market. So, a group of business people traveling abroad to promote their business by meeting foreign companies or government officials. The strategy of the mission might be to establish personal contacts with key decision makers in the target country, to gather information and market intelligence on opportunities and prospects. Trade missions are generally facilitated by central and state government, trade promotion organizations like India Trade Promotion Organization or Export Promote Organization, trade and industry associations. What are the various types of trade promotion? It can be on the basis of orientation, like it can be inward trade promotion. These missions focus on inviting buyers to home market. They're also known as the buyer seller meets. Generally, what happens is that the government agencies bear the cost of hospitality of foreign delegates as a part of their promotional activities. Then we have outward trade missions. The objective of these missions is to take exporters to international markets. They're also known as trade delegations. The trade mission can be on the basis of focus also. On the basis of focus, the first one is general. So a general trade mission is which that aims at creating awareness about the country and its supply potential. For example, the missions that are organized by the ITPO and the Confederation of Indian Industries. Then you have policy focused missions, which aimed at promoting the country's image and capability by focusing on government policies and thus attract investment. Then you have industry focused missions. These missions focus on a particular industry such as agriculture, food, or garments. Such missions are generally organized by specialized trade promotion organizations such as apparel, Export Promotion Council, Marine Products, Export Development Authority, Export Promotion Council, or handicrafts and trade associations. So these are also various types of trade missions which help in the business world. Thus, we can say that international trade fairs and exhibitions serve as a useful tool for market promotion and facilitate the establishment of contacts and communication among the buyers and sellers from various countries. For small firms and most companies from low income countries, international trade fairs and exhibitions are highly cost effective promotion tools. So, besides catalog shows and trade missions, are other popular cost effective trade promotion tools in low income countries. So, it is as we have already talked about, that it is very much necessary to have a very good effective business promotion communication mix. Otherwise a particular marketer will not be able to succeed in the international market. So for today this is all from my side, where we talked about advertising in the previous section. In this section we talked about personal selling, sales promotion, publicity, public relation, and the various trade missions. So we'll meet in the next class, students. So for today this is all from my side. So thank you, students, and all the best.